It's been a little bit of a cool and cloudy start to the day today. Right now in the Twin Cities, still looking at the cloud cover in place with our current temp coming in at 64. You can see the clouds have cleared across southwestern Minnesota. We'll continue with that trend for everyone as we head into tonight. We have some 70s in Eau Claire, also in Rochester, but even just 60 as we look out to Alexandria right now. Continuing for the next 6 hours here in the metro. Temps continue to drop down to the 60s and the 50s as we head into the overnight hours. And then tomorrow, check this out. Sunshine and 82, only going up from there as we head into the holiday.
Have you gotten the boat out yet?
Yes, it's in the water.
Nice.
We're ready to go.
Okay.
I've been out once, actually, yeah.
Great.
These last couple of days,
And it's going to be turning more summer-like over these next couple days.
Yeah, after today, honestly, it's got a widespread rain chance coming up. And the one positive, you might notice a slight uptick in humidity. Our dew points get to around 60 on Monday. Overall, that's not extremely humid, though, so not dealing with a major increase in humidity, along with the heat that we are going to be feeling, which will make it feel a lot more like summer as we go throughout the rest of the weekend and starting next week. Here's a storm system that we have that's continuing to push on out of here. It takes the clouds along with it. And we'll continue to see those dry conditions really settle in, with temps tonight down to about the 50s and the 40s. Outside of the metro area, our lows will drop down to the 40s. We'll have clouds clearing by the time we go into tonight. 51 your forecast low in the Twin Cities, and then by tomorrow we hit the 80s. Your high temp normally at 73 tomorrow, up to 82. That's in the Twin Cities, but 80s for a lot of Minnesota and western Wisconsin, 80 in Eau Claire, 80 all the way up in Brainerd, 82 in St. Cloud, 81 tomorrow in Alexandria. Here's that next future radar. So for tomorrow, most of us quiet and dry. I will mention tomorrow evening, really between I-94 and I-90, we could see a couple of thunderstorms that could fire up. For tomorrow evening, going into the nighttime hours, by the time we go into Monday, we start to see that push out, maybe trying to linger a little bit of rain activity for Monday morning in western Wisconsin. But again, a lot of us will miss out on this. Still, though, wind and hail can't be ruled out with some storms that form tomorrow evening across southwestern Minnesota. You could see here marginal risk, the 1 out of 5 in place there. So as we head into your Memorial Day forecast on Monday, starting pretty warm. Monday in the Twin Cities, 69, so almost 70. Bring the sunglasses, put on the sunscreen, bug spray probably. As we head into noon, you're at 81 with your temp, and then 5 p.m. temp close to 90. Again, dew point's about 60. So a slight increase in humidity compared to what we're seeing now because there's no humidity out there, but definitely not dealing with a very humid day. Close to 90, though, when it comes to your high temp. Your next 7-day forecast does bring us to 90 on Tuesday. By Wednesday, we're back to 88. Another week rain.
90, though, on Tuesday. It's going to be hard for some people to go back to work.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Lisa.
Slow to warm. That cloud cover just kind of held on a little bit longer than we thought. So temps only making their way into the 60s for a good portion of Minnesota. Right now, we're at 64 here in the Twin Cities. But you can see a lot of that cloud cover is pushing further off to the east. So we're starting to see some clearing across Minnesota, and that will continue as we head into tonight as well as tomorrow. Now, tomorrow will be warmer. Forecast high looking to hit 82 as we head into the afternoon hours. For the Twin Cities, I think our precipitation chances are pretty low. Very isolated storm chances, mainly to the south of 94 for tomorrow. And then I did pull that from the forecast for Memorial Day. So here's your Memorial Day forecast. A hot one, almost 70. At 9 a.m. by lunchtime, you're at 81, topping out in the upper 80s as we head into dinner time. By the way, sunset at 8:50 coming up here Memorial Day Monday. Also, the humidity bumping up to around 60, so a slight uptick, but definitely not humid or compared to some of those hot and also humid summer days. It's just more of a hot.
To the holiday weekend.
For the most part, you know, the widespread shower storm activity, big storms coming through. We are actually for a week. It's just a couple of. We did have a storm system bring some widespread rain yesterday. It dropped up to an even inch. Recorded to the southwest of the metro area, but by the time the system made its way further to the east, it dropped to like a tenth or less for a lot of us. We're going to continue to see clouds clear off to the east, and that's pretty much it. We're going to set in for a quiet pattern for most of us over the rest of the weekend and going into next week. Tonight we're down 51, your overnight low, and that's here in the warmer metro core. Outside of that, lows into the 40s with clouds clearing out. So do keep in mind tomorrow morning, if you're out the door early tomorrow morning, you're in the mid 40s to start the day in Rice Lake. Also in St. Cloud, 48 as we look out to Alexandria. Now tomorrow we bring in the sun. Normally we're at 73, but we're almost 10 degrees above that. High temp for tomorrow coming in at 82, and it's not just for the metro, southern Minnesota. No, the 80s all the way up to Hinckley tomorrow, 81. Forecast high there. Also Brainerd, Alexandria coming in at 81. And here's that next future radar. So the locations that we'll be watching as we go into tomorrow evening, mainly south of 94, north of 90, evening hours. Some of those thunderstorms could fire up and roll on through as we go into tomorrow night into Monday morning, maybe at worst lingering into Monday morning in western Wisconsin, but again, very isolated in nature. That being said, 1 out of 5 severe threat for hail and also damaging winds, marginal risk for southwestern Minnesota here coming up again tomorrow evening. I don't think we're going to be dealing with any of those thunderstorms during the Saints game, playing the Storm Chasers. Love the name, too cool. Tomorrow at 5:05 p.m. because I just think it's more likely to be to the south of the metro with any of those storm chances. Temperatures, though, warm for baseball, around 80. Your next 7-day forecast takes us into 90 heading into Tuesday. Wednesday, 88. Wednesday evening, another slim, isolated storm chance thrown in the forecast there as well.
Yeah. When it normally, as it just showed, there should be about 73 for a high.
Yep.
Pretty good. All right. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Ooh,
all right. Lisa is back now. So let's talk about this. We were a little cooler than we wanted to be probably today, but now things are going to ramp up.
Yeah. Clouds are pretty much out of here. So now we just have the sun coming up and temperatures, they will continue. Temps continue to go up as we go throughout the work week and also including Monday with another rain chance on Wednesday. That one also looking pretty slim, to be honest. On our next 7-day forecast, we don't have a storm system that brings in that widespread, somewhat much needed rain that we did get with our last weather system. Low pressure system pushing off to the east here. Cloud cover also following suit. So that means we're setting up for maybe a cool night with some of these lows. Low temps into the 40s for some of these spots. 46 as we look out to St. Cloud tonight, 48 in Alexandria, 49 in Wilmer, 47 for Rice Lake. 51 is your forecast low here in the Twin Cities, so a couple degrees below that average. And then by tomorrow, we jump back up. High hitting the low 80s here, 82, when normally we're at 73. And today we only made it into the 60s, so we're really bumping up pretty fast over the next 24 hours. And we're talking high temps in the 80s, even all the way up to Brainerd, 81 there. Forecast high of 81 in Hinckley, Alexandria. Still some 70s out into western Wisconsin and Rice Lake, coming in at 78. Here's that next future radar. So as we continue to go throughout tomorrow evening, we'll watch locations south of 94. Could see some storms start to fire up. Again, isolated in nature, so a lot of us will remain dry with this. Timing does linger that potential into early Monday morning if you're out in western Wisconsin or eastern Minnesota. But again, isolated, and it kicks out pretty fast. Now, I will mention any of the storms that do fire up tomorrow evening. The 1 out of 5 severe weather threat, the marginal risk, is highlighted here off to the southwest for the potential for hail and damaging winds. Honestly, it's not very high. It's low, but it's there. So, of course, we'll watch that for you coming up here tomorrow. And then, you know me, I'm always complaining about the humidity. So we have to talk about the dew point. If the temps are going up and we have the summer feels, is it going to be very humid? Answer is no. Dew points still, by the time we go into Monday, just into the 50s, maybe touching 60, which would be a little bit higher than what we're seeing now. But overall, I'd say we're more so in the not bad category, and definitely not super humid like some days that we'll end up having, of course, this summer. Next 7-day forecast by Tuesday, 90 in the forecast there. So Tuesday, another hot one. Wednesday, upper 80s. This is another day where the latter part of the day, pulling an isolated storm chance doesn't look great. Wouldn't cancel your outdoor plans, but we'll watch it. Again, that's Wednesday. And then the